All right, hey everybody. Going to be working on this next book. We're excited about it. Own Your Career, Own Your Life by Andy Storch. Got it in the mail. Super pumped about it. Little thing from Andy, and started digging into it the last couple of weeks. So I think it'd be cool to do this for our next little mini workshop. So please pick it up if you can. I'll drop the link in the comments. But anybody who's worked with me or knows me knows that ownership and the ownership mentality and growth mindset, all that kind of stuff is a huge passion of mine. Like, I'm absolutely obsessed with it, and I nerd out on it because a long time ago when I started kind of digging into this with a mentor of mine, I realized that when you kind of take ownership of your job or ownership of your career, how that can transcend into things in your personal life and in your own development. And then once the wheels start turning and realizing what that could look like if you took ownership of your performance and ownership of the relationships that you're building and ownership of the network that you're building and ownership of the responsibilities you have, how incredible that feels when, if something goes sideways, how you can immediately take action and get back into alignment with it. So one of my favorite parts so far has been hearing Andy's story. It's a really cool story. I'm not going to be a spoiler alert, but something that can come across to you is, I think this was Dean Graziosi or Russell Brunson who shared this one time, and it just absolutely zinged me, which is about making your mess your message. So leaning into things that you used to hide and be embarrassed about, and you think it only happens to you, it can happen in your career too. A job loss, a job transition, a sideways turn in your career, something like that. Even in your education or your technical training, like, you have this plan and then things change. You have this plan and then life happens. I don't know if this ever happened to you. Raise your hand if it's happened. It's happened to me. So keeping that into perspective and taking ownership of what's going on, I think, would go a long way. So right at the beginning, Andy shares his story about what's brought him to this place and what you can do to start taking ownership of your career and how that transcends into your life. So maybe as an action item and a takeaway from today, one of the things I love is how he defines owning your career and owning your life. Means taking full responsibility and being intentional, taking full responsibility and being intentional with your actions. So where in your career right now, in the job you have, whatever, can you start taking full responsibility? It's not your boss's fault, it's not your teammates' fault, it's not your customer's fault, it's not your client's fault, it's not anybody else's fault, okay? It's your responsibility. Where can you be doing that, and what would that look like if you did? Where can you be doing that, and what would that look like if you did? And I would love your comments, love your feedback, I love the messages. But again, I love the dialogue, and I love you checking in. And I wish you the best day. You matter. I appreciate you. Go get them.